Today's video is an in memoriam, specifically an Epcot in memoriam. I'm dressed in all black just for the occasion. As a lot of you may know, Epcot is currently undergoing the largest transformation in park history. By 2021, this place is going to look completely different. In fact, right now I'm standing in Future World, right near where the Fountain of Nations used to be, and if you do a full 360 in a few years, none of this will be here, or it will be completely different. Now I know this makes a lot of you really sad, and I totally get it. There's things I'm gonna miss as well, but with great closure comes great change and great progress. Even Walt Disney said you have to keep moving forward. So for today's video, I'm gonna walk all over the park and I'm gonna talk about everything that's closing, everything that's already closed, everything that's changing, and most importantly, everything we have to look forward to in the next couple of years. I hope you're excited. I'm excited and a little sad, but mostly excited. Let's go. I'm sorry to say, you will no longer be able to trick your family into drinking Beverly. Ah, memories. Hey, Alan.
Yeah.
I got you a refreshing beverage.
Oh, God. That's terrible.
Gotcha. Club Cool was among the casualties. No longer will you be able to get delicious and not so delicious free soda. Goodbye, Club Cool. I'll miss your sticky floors and veggie beta. Behind this wall right here is the former home and what's left of the Fountain of Nations, which I have to say that one hurt because I adored the fountain. I adored the show. I adored what the fountain stood for. The fact that when Epcot first opened, people from countries all over the world came with a glass of water from their country and poured it in there. I do think that's adorable, but alas, the fountain is gone. Like I said, that one hurt. Ugh, remember when they played the Rescuers Down Under music? Do the fountain choreography? I do. Remember that weird 80s show that happened where a dinosaur from space came out of the bushes? I didn't know it existed till recently, but you can Google it and YouTube it. It's insane. Another spot soon to be gone but not forgotten is the quick service location, the Electric Umbrella. According to Disney's website, it will close sometime this winter, and then it just says there's other dining options available throughout the park as Epcot undergoes its transformation, which leads me to believe the Electric Umbrella will not be reopening, which I just discovered a new snack there, which I'm really sad will be gone. I'm gonna share that with you momentarily in case you're here before it closes, but other than that, truthfully, if you're in Epcot, the Electric Umbrella is probably the last place you should eat. Okay, so this is a most delicious snack. It's beer cheese fondue dip and french fries, and the Electric Umbrella french fries are so perfect. They're so crispy. You gotta dip them in that fondue. So once you've got adequate amount of cheese on your fry, yo, it is so good. I wouldn't normally tell you to come to Epcot and then eat at the Electric Umbrella unless you've got like little kids or you just desperately need chicken nuggets, but this is so good and you can only get it for a few more months, so I would recommend trying this as a snack. I will remember you. Da, 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 da. Will you remember me? Y'all would not believe the looks I'm getting right now. A big loss as far as closures go is the character spot, or at least we thought it was going to be a big loss. So the character spot is a spot where you could meet Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy all in one line with a Fast Pass if you wanted on one side, and on the other side you could meet Baymax from Big Hero 6 and Joy and Sadness from Inside Out. Not with a Fast Pass, not in the same line, but still a great spot to meet some more rare characters. Initially, when they told us character spot was going to close, Disney announced that all the characters were going to be split up, that Mickey was going to end up going to a special, Goofy was getting his own spot, and so was Mickey, and Minnie was going to a gazebo, and it was like all kinds of craziness was happening, and that Joy was going somewhere, but we weren't sure about Sadness or Baymax. Still TBD, but as of right now, when I'm filming this video, the Joy, Sadness, Baymax side of Character Spot is still open. You can still meet all three of those characters in their original locations. I don't know for how long, so if they're important to you, make sure you get over there. But Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy, now they have a temporary spot where you can still meet all three of them by waiting in one line. You cannot get a fast pass for it, but instead of splitting them up and sending them all over the park, as of right now, they have their own special spot, formerly known as Innoventions. So I just met Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy. Oh, they just warm my heart. I don't care how old you are, giving Goofy a hug is the best. And it took exactly 30 minutes from when I got in line to when I started meeting Mickey. So hopefully that will help you gauge when you come here. The line moves pretty quickly, so 30 minutes really isn't that long to meet three of the big characters. I hope you said your farewells to Innoventions because she gone. Innoventions been closing for some while now in phases, but now it's completely gone. The last thing to go was right behind me, and it was Colortopia, which I did recently for the first time, embarrassingly enough, and I actually adored it. So I'm pretty sad about this one, but I mean, it's a lot of space, Innoventions East and West. They were taking up a lot of room, and it could definitely be better utilized, so I don't think anyone's too beat up about it, though people may miss that roller coaster simulator thing where you designed your own roller coaster and then rode it in a little case. But overall, I have some good memories at Innoventions. Something called Colortopia. I don't know what that is yet, but here we go. I've not been in here in literal years, so this is kind of fun and new and exciting, and we're going on this adventure together. So far, I dig the lighting, and I dig that they're using the Inside Out score as the music in here. But I literally have no idea what's about to happen in this theater. Why do I feel like this is some kind of test for my psychosis? Psyche. See, it's already stressing me out. Am I failing the test? Hello?
Welcome. Hello. You're probably thinking, what am I doing here? Well, that's very philosophical of you, but that's one of life's unanswerable questions.
Is this Ty Burrell from Modern Family?
I have a question for you.
Okay.
What is something you see every day that has a powerful influence over your actions, emotions, and moods, and can even affect the way you think and feel?
I'm guessing colors.
And the party's over. Anger, red face. Excitement, red alert!
Moment of silence for Fountain View and my caffeine addiction. But for real, Epcot Starbucks location Fountain View has closed. It will relocate to a temporary location sometime this fall. And in the meantime, you can buy the Starbucks exclusive gear inside Mouse Gear, and you can visit the Joffrey's Cart locations throughout the park when you need that caffeine fix. There will still be a Starbucks location when Epcot transformation is complete. We're not completely sure where it's going to be, if Fountain View is just being refurbished or it's going to be somewhere completely new. Disney hasn't really said a lot other than a temporary location will be coming this fall. So fear not. I only fear it will not come in time for me to continue drinking an obscene amount of pumpkin spice lattes. Here's the closest Joffrey's Cart to Fountain View. If you go left at where the Fountain of Nations used to be and walk towards Mission Space, you'll find it. So, like I said, you can still get coffee. Kids, let me tell you a little story about back in my day. Back in my day, there was no My Disney Experience. There was no Magic Bands. And when you get your photo taken by a PhotoPass cast member, they'd give you a little card. Then you'd have to wait all day and come to a camera center. Then you'd show them their card. They'd pull up your photos. They may have to fiddle-faddle around a little bit to find your photos. And they show them to you one by one, and you pick out a very special package of how many pictures you want, and you get one copy of each picture. There's no uploading it to Instagram, because Instagram doesn't even exist. You get one paper copy of the picture that you want, and it was like $30. There's just no need for a camera center anymore because everyone can view their photos on the My Disney Experience app or online, and now I consider this the place where I go pick up my fuel rod when I get into the park, not somewhere I'm gonna go look at all my PhotoPass photos. So unfortunately the camera center as we know it is closing, but it's transitioning into Pin Central. That's right, pin traders, never fear. Even though this kiosk will be closing, this is that kiosk in the center of Future World, it will be relocating this fall to where Camera Center is currently near the front of the park. The Art of Disney, which is the shop behind me that sells all the Wonderland Gallery and all of the beautiful artwork of Disney, funny how that works out, is also closing. And we have a lot of information, but also no information to share with you. For example, we know it's closing sometime this fall, but we don't know when. We know eventually it will be relocated into Heritage Gallery in the American Adventure Pavilion, but we don't know when that will happen either. And we know somewhere in the middle there's gonna be a temporary location, but we don't know where. You're welcome for all of this helpful information. Mouse Gear, the biggest merchandise shop in Epcot, has also made the list, but don't worry, it's not going away forever. Mouse Gear will be temporarily closed sometime this winter as it goes under refurbishment, but there will be a temporary merchandise Mouse Gear location somewhere in the park for all of your merchandise needs until it reopens. Brace yourself, friends. This is the big one. By the time you see this video, Illuminations, Reflections of Earth will have shot off its very last firework. I know, I'm sad too. In fact, I saw it last night and I definitely cried. And it's not even my favorite nighttime show, but there's something so powerful and so wonderful about that show. And the music is absolutely fantastic when all the countries light up. But ultimately, my favorite part is probably when the narrator blows out the lights at the very beginning. It's amazing. But Illuminations Reflections of Earth has shot off its last firework after a nearly 20-year run as Epcot's nighttime spectacular. An amazing show, state-of-the-art in its day, absolutely held up. A lot of people's all-time favorite thing in Walt Disney World, and a lot of people are so upset that it's gone. Illuminations is being replaced by Epcot Forever, but it's not forever because sometime next year an all-new nighttime spectacular is going to join us, and it's called Harmonious, but Harmonious, like US is in capital. And Harmonious promises to be the most extravagant nighttime spectacular Disney has ever done, and it talks about the importance of storytelling and Disney music around the globe. So there's going to be an all-new soundtrack that's being re-recorded. They're doing floats, they're doing pyrotechnics, they're doing lasers, they're doing everything. It's going to be amazing. But for now, we're going to enjoy Epcot Forever, which we'll see in just a few minutes. Probably the most obvious and one of the biggest changes coming to Epcot is the transformation of the main entrance. If you've been to Epcot, you know that for years they had those giant stone monoliths that were the Leave a Legacy pillars, where if you participated in the program, if you left a legacy, your photo was on it somewhere. And if you've been to Epcot recently, you know that one half of those pillars has already been removed, and that there are walls around the other half because they're removing those as well. It's really opened up the main entrance, but if you left a legacy or you're guilty of looking for NSYNC's photo on the pillars, not to worry. The pillars and the monoliths, they're being relocated outside of the park, which I think is actually great. You still get to see your photo, and it really frees up the main entrance. It makes it a really welcoming picture when you come in, and they're gonna do gorgeous greenery and a fountain, and it's gonna be very reminiscent of the original Epcot. And I'm actually very jazzed to see how this transformation takes place. I was gonna tell you where this next thing was gonna be, but I'm actually not 100% sure as I stand here. So I'm gonna assume it's right here, but as you exit Spaceship Earth, you are gonna find yourself at a new place called Dreamer's Point. Dreamer's Point is going to allow you a fabulous view of World Showcase like you've never seen before, as well as a statue of the OG dreamer, Walt Disney himself. From the concept art, it's adorable. And because it's about dreamers and Walt Disney, there's gonna be some magical touches like a magical fountain and a wishing tree. And speaking of Spaceship Earth, the attraction as we know it is also closing, and it's going under a big refurbishment. No longer will the story of communication through time be told. Instead, we'll be hearing the story of storytelling through time. The narration and the soundtrack are going to be completely new, which means farewell, Dame Judi Dench. My vote, Morgan Freeman, please narrate the next attraction if you're watching. I'm sure you are. If you or James Earl Jones could get on this, that would be fabulous. Also, we know that a magical light is going to guide you throughout the story, but that's all we know. We do not know when the attraction's going down for refurbishment. We do not know when it's reopening. I'm telling you everything I know, friends. But I have a few important questions. 1, will Rome still burn? Will I still be able to smell that? And 2, is the bubblegum wall going somewhere? Get your selfies in now just in case. I doubt it, but can never be too sure. Along with a new entrance, a new layout of the park in general is coming. There are going to be 4 neighborhoods throughout Epcot. Of course, there's World Showcase as we know it. That will still be there, do not worry. You'll also have World Celebration, which is going to be the middle part of Future World, Spaceship Earth, the entrance, and then forward where the fountains used to be. Rest in peace, fountains. Part of the park that has the land, the seas, imagination, those pavilions, that's going to be World Nature. Fitting. And World Discovery is the other half of Future World, so Mission Space, Test Track, etc. More exciting things to come. So in general, it will no longer be called Future World, again, World Nature, World Celebration, World Discovery, and of course, World Showcase. Now let's talk about the exciting stuff, all of the new additions coming to Epcot in the next few years, starting with the new Celebration Plaza here in World Celebration neighborhood. Now remember, World Celebration is near Spaceship Earth, and this brand new pavilion is going to be 3 stories tall and home to Epcot's festival centers throughout the various times of the year. On the bottom story, it's going to be a plaza, the middle story will be an expo, and the rooftop story will have an amazing view of the new nighttime spectaculars. I'm personally already dreaming of a delicious Epcot cocktail and an amazing fireworks view. In the light, in the sky, and in the sea, it calls me. One day I know how far I'll go. Why am I singing the Moana soundtrack? Well, that's because an all-new experience is coming to World Nature. That's this neighborhood again, that's near the land and the seas, and the new experience is called Journey of Water, inspired by Moana. Now, we don't know a whole bunch about it because Disney just announced it at the most recent D23 Expo, but we do know it's described as a lush exploration trail where you will get to play with magical water. What's beyond that line? Will I cross that line? That song is a bop. That's a good one. I'm now in the Land Pavilion outside of this theater. Remember when it was a movie called Circle of Life and it had Timon and Pumbaa and Simba, and you thought, oh my God, this would be so much fun, and then it made you feel horrible for being a human and destroying the planet? Well, that movie left a while ago, and now it's going to be an all-new movie coming in January of 2020 called Awesome Planet, and I'm really excited about it because I love nature documentaries, so I'm hoping this one will be pretty good. You may not be able to tell yet, but behind me is going to be an out-of-this-world dining experience. Coming this year, yes, 2019. I get really excited when something's happening soon. Coming 2019, sometime this winter, is a new space-themed restaurant. It's, of course, nestled very close to Mission Space and Test Track, and it's an all-new, incredibly sounding restaurant where you go and you get taken to a special spaceport for your meal, and the galaxy is all around you, and you can see out of the windows, and the galaxy view actually changes based on what time of day you go. Hot question, will they serve me Dippin' Dots? Because that is space ice cream, and I would not be mad about it. out of everything coming to Epcot, I might be the most excited for this right here, the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. This is an all-new state-of-the-art coaster that lives in the former home of Universe of Energy. You know the one, Ellen DeGeneres, Bill Nye the Science Guy, Jamie Lee Curtis, stupid Judy, stupid Energy. Well, sadly, we said goodbye to Universe of Energy a few years ago at this point, but this new attraction is going to start off in the Galaxiarium, like a planetarium, but an otherworldly look at the galaxy. And then all of a sudden, the Guardians are going to show up and cause all kind of chaos, and it's going to be crazy, and I don't really care as long as Chris Pratt is involved. But truly, the technology being used is brand new. Disney's never been done it before. Invented just for this state-of-the-art 360-degree rotating cars and Disney's first reverse launch ever done. It's gonna be nuts. Also, second request for this attraction after lots of Chris Pratt is an amazing soundtrack just like the movies. We don't have a specific opening date for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind yet, but we do know it'll be sometime in 2021, which is the end goal for most of this because that is Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary. Another thing I'm super excited about coming to Epcot is an all-new play pavilion in the World Discovery neighborhood. So right now I'm in where it will be. It's going to be in between the new Guardians of the Galaxy coaster and Mission Space, and it's going to be where the Wonders of Life Pavilion once lived, or under the dome that was the Wonders of Life Pavilion. Remember Cranium Command and Body Wars? Those were good times. Anyway, the all-new Play Pavilion doesn't have an official name yet, but it's going to be this insane interactive city under this dome, very reminiscent when I hear that of what Walt actually wanted for Epcot, which was it to be a city of the future. So it's going to be this incredible city with character interactive meet and greets like you've never seen before. And based on the concept art, it looks so neat. Like this is going to eventually be, I'm pretty sure, where all the characters are going to be that are in character spot. Some new characters may be here. No idea, but in the concept art, you can see Mickey and you can pick out some other characters. But the Play Pavilion, no set date, but again, set to open before 2021 for the 50th anniversary, and it sounds like it's going to be super neat. Oh, Canada, how we miss thee. I'm talking, of course, about the Circle Vision film starring Martin Short. That film is gone, and currently, as we speak, the O Canada Theatre is being used as a food and wine booth with a circus theme to cover up the screens. It's very Greatest Showman in here, but you can get cider flights and wine flights and a couple different food options in here for now for Food and Wine Festival. But come January 2020, there's gonna be a brand new Circle Vision in here called Canada Far and Wide, and that's all I can tell you. I cannot tell you if Martin Short is in it again. I sure hope so, because I think he is hysterical, but I will accept Ryan Reynolds as a replacement. But yeah, new movie coming to Canada Far and Wide. And until then, grab yourself a limoncello cider if you're here during Food and Wine, because this is so light and refreshing. And this is one of my favorite booths because it's in air conditioning. I would also accept Celine Dion hosting, Jim Carrey, Anthony from Queer Eye, Duke, kaboom. Yes, we Canada. A very exciting addition coming to the United Kingdom Pavilion is the very first attraction ever worldwide to be based on everyone's favorite British nanny. Of course, I am talking about the one, the only Mary Poppins. Now, we don't really know anything about this attraction yet. We don't know when it's coming, what it's going to be like. We do know that you will enter the Banks House, number 17 Cherry Tree Lane, and then we have no idea, but I do believe it's going to be practically perfect. Everybody's favorite tubby little cubby, all stuffed with fluff, Bear is back in the United Kingdom Pavilion. Of course, I'm talking about Winnie the Pooh. He used to be here in Christopher Robin's room for years, and then he went away for years, and he's back after that hiatus. And you can meet him in the back of the United Kingdom Pavilion. Just keep walking back to where the British Revolution plays, and you'll be able to see him. And you can meet him in Christopher Robin's room, and it's very adorable. I'm hoping all my friends can come visit you soon. They're in there. Thank you. Pooh Bear is so precious. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad he's back. He took me around in his hand and gave me a tour of Christopher Robin's room. And he told me that the chess pieces are stuck because he was eating honey and they got stuck and sticky. And I'm dead because that was so cute. The World Showcase Pavilion with the most changes coming to it is France, one of my all-time favorites. In fact, if you remember when I did the video, I ranked the World Showcase Pavilions. France tied with the UK for first, and then I gave the win to the UK because of the pub. But I think after these new additions come, France would come out on top, but we'll link that video for you. Anyway, there is not deux, but there are trois big changes coming to the France Pavilion here in World Showcase. Let's go check them out. I mean, they're not here yet, but we can talk about them in the pavilion. The first thing coming to the French Pavilion is an all-new movie. It's a Beauty and the Beast sing-along directed by Don Han, I want to say Han, who produced both the original animated and the live-action Beauty and the Beast films. Now, if you're a fan of Impressions de France, don't worry, it's not going anywhere. From what I understand, they're going to alternate back and forth throughout the day, so you can see both Impressions de France and the new Beauty and the Beast sing-along, and it opens January of 2020, so not that long till we can be its guest. The second thing coming to the France Pavilion in Epcot's transformation is La Crêperie, a brand new restaurant that's going to have both full service and quick service options. It is set to open next summer 2020, and the food in this pavilion is already among my favorites, so I'm really jazzed about it. Also, crepes. The third and possibly most exciting thing coming to the France Pavilion is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure straight from Disneyland Paris. This is a trackless ride system that shrinks you down to the size of a rat and takes you on a crazy adventure through Gusteau's kitchen and restaurant. The trackless ride system has not been used in Walt Disney World yet. However, on December 5th, when Rise of the Resistance, the new attraction coming to Galaxy's Edge, opens in Hollywood Studios, they will use the trackless ride system there. I've heard it's oh so much fun from my friends who have been to Disneyland Paris. If you've been to Disneyland Paris, let me know in the comments if I should be as excited as I am or if I should be more excited. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is set to open summer of 2020, but we don't have a specific date, but that's really not that far away. Très magnifique. Earlier this summer, we lost another one, the Liberty Inn, which I think we can all agree was not a huge loss. Of all the quick service locations in the World Showcase, this one was definitely the least exciting, and to replace it, something very exciting is coming to the American Adventure Pavilion, the Regal Eagle Barbecue, Craft Brews, and Smokehouse. Regal Eagle Smokehouse, Craft Brews, and Barbecue. Regal Eagle Smokehouse, Craft Brews, and Barbecue. I'm pretty sure that's the official name. As the mini names would suggest, it's going to be a barbecue joint. There's actually going to be a smoker in the American Adventure Pavilion. I imagine it much like they do during some of the festivals. Fire and Garden Food and Wine, they often have a smoker for whatever festival kitchen is here in the American Adventure Pavilion. But they're going to have a bunch of craft brews on tap. They're going to have some good barbecue, some brisket. I'm really jazzed about this, and I think this is going to be a super fun, awesome addition to the American Adventure Pavilion, which, TBH, has always been lacking in the food department, and it's time we stepped it up. Canada and France are not the only pavilions getting a fresh new film. That's right, China is also getting one. Reflections of China, the Circle Vision 360 film, is being replaced by an all-new movie called Wondrous China. We have no idea when this is going to happen, but I do know if anything needed an upgrade in this park, it's this movie. Just as we saw a whole line of merch saying goodbye to Illuminations, there's a whole line of merch saying hello to Epcot Forever and the transformation of Epcot as a whole. It's really, really cool. It was just released, and we're going to check it out and see what I don't need but definitely need to buy. Same with you guys. So a lot of the line is totally psychedelic and retro and reminds me of Spaceship Earth. Like, there's this insane Mickey hat that I absolutely think I need. There are some cute water bottles, a tote. This is absolutely a winner. I probably need this, right? Goes with everything. There's also this journal set that I really like that looks like the Epcot walls. It's a set of 4. Reminds me very much of the Epcot walls. And there's this really cute, just new Epcot logo t-shirt that they have in a youth and an adult size. Specific to Epcot Forever, I really like that one. A lot of these are very retro, throwing it back to the 80s. And there's one with Figment too, one little spark, 2 new Epcot designs. These are a little more subtle if you like to not be as obnoxious as I am with my clothing choices. But there's a blue one of Spaceship Earth and a black one. This insanely awesome rain jacket. It just started raining outside, so it's becoming a very popular pick, but I'm actually really into that. And a classic t-shirt with just the new logo and the color dots. And it comes in long sleeve and short sleeve, so that's a great, simple, but awesome one as well. Figment lovers, there's this cute new Figment Turvis coffee tumbler. It says Epcot Forever with Figma on it. That one's really cute too. If you're a Figment fan, that's a winner. Update, I bought the hat. And now I'm gonna take it on a spin on the brand new Disney Skyliner, which is probably one of the coolest changes coming to Epcot and Walt Disney World in general. The Skyliner are these gondolas that take you to 2 theme parks and connect you to 4 different resorts. The hub is at the Caribbean Beach Resort, and from there you can take a Skyliner to Pop Century and Art of Animation. You can take one to Riviera Resort, which then continues on to Epcot, or you can take one over to Hollywood Studios. With the addition of the Skyliner station, Epcot's International Gateway entrance got a little bit of a makeover, and as you can see, there is so much more room for activities out here. It's really nice, really opened it up. They added more security checkpoints, so you get in a little faster as well, which makes sense because, of course, with the Skyliner, there's probably going to be an increased amount of traffic coming into Epcot this way. So the #1 question I got on Instagram when I posted my first flight on the Skyliner was if you could go directly from Epcot to Hollywood Studios, and the answer is no. From Epcot, you have to go to Caribbean Beach, and from there you can transfer to either the Art of Animation Pop Century line or the Hollywood Studios line. But I promise it's super duper quick, and it's a really fun way to get around Walt Disney World. And what do you say, guys? Let's fly. Another question I got a lot is what happens if you're in a wheelchair or an ECV? They actually have a separate line for folks that are in wheelchairs or ECVs. They'll get onto a gondola on their own, and then that one will swing in to join the rest of them, so it doesn't hold up the line and it doesn't have to stop the whole thing when an ECV or a wheelchair is loading. Because like an Omnimover attraction, so like Buzz Lightyear or the Haunted Mansion, these things keep moving and you jump on as they're moving. And the doors will close. And off we go.
Welcome aboard the Disney Skyliner at Epcot International Gateway. We're flying to Disney's Riviera Resort with a final stop at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort.
Right now they gave me my own gondola because it's the middle of the day and there weren't a lot of people in line, but during the busy times today, so in the morning and the evening when people are trying to get to and from the parks, you can fit up to 10 people in each one, or 6 people with a wheelchair, stroller, or ECV. So you will likely be put with other parties unless you've got 10 people. So right now we're turning because it's got to physically turn us around to go to Caribbean Beach. So this part's kind of stressful. Like, there's a lot of them really close, but it's okay, because now we're going to shoot off in the other direction. One thing that really surprised me about the Skyliner is that when I was seeing it under construction and in testing, I really wanted to ride in all the different character gondolas because they're super cute. There's Pirates of the Caribbean and Frozen and Wreck-It Ralph and Coco, and y'all know I love Coco, and Haunted Mansion and Guardians of the Galaxy, and any Disney movie you can think of, there's probably a Skyliner gondola with that character on it. But as it turns out, those are kind of a bummer because the wrap is around the Skyliner. You can't see out as clear as you can right now because I'm in just a yellow, colorful one. And honestly, when you're moving, you can see that there's a nice breeze going because of my hair. I don't think that it's too bad. You get a nice breeze. It's not super hot. There's no air conditioning in here, which I know a lot of people were concerned about as well. But when you're moving, it feels nice. Now, it's October. It's not August or July, so, you know, maybe it'll be a little hotter then, but it's not so bad right now. If you're afraid of heights, I would not ride this. I'm not really afraid of heights, and it's windy today, and this gondola is rocking, and I'm just 1% nervous. So if you are actually scared of heights, you will not enjoy this mode of transportation. Just disembarked from the Epcot line. Right over here is the Hollywood Studios line, and over on this way is the Art of Animation Pop Century line. Those two resorts share a Skyliner station. And there's this handy little guide, so you don't have to remember that. we're going back to Epcot. As you can see, the sides are a little more of a bummer. I'm in a character gondola now. This is what it looks like out this main view. You can see out the sides, but meh. Overall, I'm very into the Skyliner, even though I was a little stressed because it was breezy today, but I think it's super fun. I recommend, if you are not staying at a Skyliner resort, just take a lift over to Caribbean Beach, grab a drink, or keep going on to Hollywood Studios. Try and ride the Skyliner, even if you're not staying at one of the Skyliner resorts at some point, because I think it's a lot of fun as long as you're not scared of heights. That's my my precursor, but it's really, really cool. You get some really cool views, and it really is the most magical flight on Earth. I also think that more free transportation to and from the resorts is never a bad thing, because this line actually moves really quickly. I happen to be staying at a Disney resort that was on the Skyliner line on the opening weekend and came home from Food and Wine, zipped right on there, moved really quickly, and it was really convenient and just a fun, magical way to close out your evening and start your day. Something amazing that opened on October 1st, which is Epcot's birthday, is called the Epcot Experience, and it's in the Odyssey Pavilion, which is that pavilion as you're walking towards World Showcase before Mexico. On your left-hand side, it's where baby care and first aid is, and this pavilion's been a few different things throughout the year. Recently, they've used it during Food and Wine and Flower and Garden, different festivals, as one of the festival centers, but right now it's an all-new thing called the Epcot Experience, and it's a sneak peek at all the changes coming that we've been talking about. There's some cool photo ops and some props, and it's super cool. I'm not going to do justice just talking about it, so let's go inside and check it out. This thing is so cool. So first things first, they do sell some snacks in here. They've got Mickey pretzels and they've got some chips and stuff, but most importantly, if you remember that awesome flavored popcorn that used to live by the Imagination Pavilion, it's now here. It's sour cream and chive, buffalo, and cheddar. They've also got some different ciders, hello! Different ciders and beers, but pro tip, ask for all three in one box because it's amazing. There's also several different photo ops in here, like this super cute Ratatouille one. Look at Remy and Emile on the back. Next to each photo op, there's a little display set up from that attraction or experience. Here is another opportunity. It's an Epcot Spaceship Earth photo op. Over at the Epcot Spaceship Earth photo opportunity, there is a model of the new pavilion that's going to the World Celebration, the Lookout Pavilion I was talking about earlier, so that's really neat. But what's really cool about this one is there's also an opening day park map and an opening day ticket, so it's very past meets present, which I'm into. The third photo op is a Guardians of the Galaxy one. And here's the fourth and possibly the cutest of the displays, the Mary Poppins one.
In fact, the heart of everything we'll be doing in Disney World will be our experimental prototype city of tomorrow. We call it Epcot.
Represented big ideas, from nature to discovery, world culture to the celebration of humanity.
Water is ancient. It has journeyed around our world since the beginning of time. Here we go!
watched the show inside the Epcot experience. It's 12 minutes long at least 4 times already today, and I've cried every single time because of Walt. First of all, automatic tears, but second of all, I know there's a lot changing and people are talking about how much is changing at Epcot, but like the stuff coming looks incredible, and it gives me all the feels, and you know Disney's gonna do a good job with it, and the music's amazing, and when Mary Poppins says her quote, oh, it's too much for my emotions. But truthfully, I know everyone's sad about the things going, but let's look forward to the things coming, as Walt said. Let's keep moving forward. Debuting tonight is Epcot Forever, an all-new nighttime spectacular. I am here as Disney's guest to check out the brand new show, and I'm super excited about it. It is said to highlight the best of Epcot, past and present. I think I'm gonna hear a lot of music from old Epcot attractions, and I'm really excited to see what Disney has in store for this interim show, Epcot Forever. Just saw Epcot Forever for the very first time, and I gotta say, if you're an Epcot person, you are going to adore this show. It actually starts with Walt talking, which, again, tears every time, and One Little Spark. And it goes through a bunch of songs of Epcot's past and present. It's got the Soarin' soundtrack, it's got America Spread Your Golden Wings, it's got Veggie Veggie Fruit Fruit, it's got all kinds of amazing songs from Epcot through the years that will really bring back a bunch of memories. And again, Epcot people, you are gonna adore this fireworks show. There's a lot of fireworks, which I think is great because unlike Illuminations where you had to watch the globe part in the middle, it's all action, all fireworks, really fun. And I think it's a good show to hold us over until Harmonious. As Illumination says, friends, we go on through the joy and through the tears. We go on through the joy and through the tears. We go on to discover new frontiers. Well, there you have it, friends. Everything that's leaving, everything that's already gone, and everything we get to look forward to as part of Epcot's massive transformation. Now, I get it, change is scary, and I too already miss the Fountain of Nations. I'm gonna miss that beer cheese and that rad 80s carpet at Electric Umbrella, but there is so much amazing stuff to look forward to. The Epcot experience truly opened my eyes and brought it all home, and this park is going to be incredible. I know I can't imagine Epcot better than it already is, but I think it's really gonna be. So I'm really excited, and I hope this video helps show you some of the things you get to be excited about. Definitely let me know what you're most jazzed about in the comments. I think for me, it's probably that Mary Poppins attraction, or maybe Harmonious. I love a nighttime spectacular. So let me know what you're most excited about in the comments. In the meantime, friends, make sure to always follow us on Instagram at AllEars.net. Make sure to rate, review, subscribe to our channel. And until next time, friends, I'm Molly, and it's been magical. Want to see more of my videos? Click over here. Want to subscribe? You can do that right here. And also, ring that notification bell to make sure you get instantly notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for following. See you real soon.